We do have Lisa online.
Okay.
Everybody, my name is Dan File. I'm the captain at Firehouse Number 7. We're at 2346 North Coolidge. So we appreciate you letting us come out and talk to you guys. So the past month was pretty busy for us. So I pulled some numbers for you too. So this district actually, surprisingly, is the second busiest district in the city. So when it comes to overall calls, whether it's fire calls, medical calls, fuel calls, so this entire district. So far for the whole month of 2026, we've made 2,200 calls, over 2,200 calls. Which is just about 160 calls off of the #1 spot. So it's a fairly busy district. So the past month, this area specifically has probably had, in the month of February, 4 actual working fires in the area too. Probably the biggest one was the first part of February. The apartments at 13th and Westries. Really had an apartment fire. They out of there also. So critical victims. So not sure the status so far, but at least this area we are fairly busy. So we appreciate having an engine and a squad at our station and all of our units being on track. So
What is this district?
District 3. Yeah. Our top 3 will be District 3, District 6, and then District 1. At least on the numbers that also, department-wise too, we just completed a promotional process every 2 years. Those vying for lieutenant and captain spots take a promotional test. It's a written test and assessment center, so we have a new round of 30 lieutenant candidates and 40 captain candidates. There's our #1 test taker right there for the captain's list. It was #1 on the list right now. So that's pretty big in the fire department kind of area too. So probably the biggest safety thing for us too, time changers to past weekends. So we always recommend changing the batteries or smoke detectors if they haven't already. Please make sure to do that. So, any questions I can take? Thank you.
That's a question for you, Mark. So we can probably keep it in the job.
Yes, sir.
Read an article that said the CO2 detectors that you purchase at different locations are not very accurate. What can you tell me?
The CO detectors, the carbon monoxide? Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think Mike's got a little bit of info. He kind of heard the same thing. So
There was a brief information talking about the accuracy. They've had documented where 40 to 60 parts per million, which is critical, lethal, especially when you get up to 50 parts per million. And they go in with another device, a monitor, and it would be alarming. Have them. Probably the most important thing is change them every 5 to 7 years. They have a sensor in them that do go out. So that is a very important aspect with the CO detector.
most of our calls that we make for smoke detectors and CO detectors, it's usually out of battery life. So we usually make a call, come in, it says right on the back, if it keeps this many times, it's usually out of date. So yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I've actually am mostly District 5 ones, and I've got a few events to talk about that are coming up. Just a reminder, the Delano St. Patty's Day Run and the parade is gonna be on the 14th. And just as a reminder, Douglas will be shut down between like 7 AM to like 4 PM. So if you wanna go to Delano, you might wanna look for a different route, on Douglas. So we also have, Second Chance Thursday coming up. I have flyers out on the table if you're interested. So if you know anybody that has a suspended driver's license or a city of Wichita traffic ticket, they can come to our event and we can help get that ticket either rescheduled for a new court date, or there's an option with court to either pay that ticket off so that you can skip the going to jail part. We do have Spanish speakers available, so if you know someone that could benefit from this program, also the DMV will be there to talk about what you can do to get your license back. So far, we've helped probably at least 20 to 30 people get their at least restricted valid license back for event. So if you're interested, if you have a business, you want to post these, we can get the word out. It's going to be on March 26th, and it's going to be at the new Carl Burr Community Center on 13th. But like I said, the flyers are out there on the table if you're interested. Also, I brought, with the nicer weather, golf carts is a huge thing in the neighborhoods. I brought a little flyer that explains all the do's and don'ts of what you can and can't do on your golf cart if you want to drive one. You do have to have a valid license. You have to be over 16. You can't drive it on the sidewalks. You can't drive it on major streets. It has all that information. So if you're interested, I left some of those also on the table just outside the door. So I'm gonna let him present the fun stats stuff. So is there any questions for me on that stuff?
Lori, is that for tickets or for warrants?
So,
You said for tickets.
sorry, traffic ticket warrants. So if you have a traffic ticket that you got back in 2024 and you're just like, I'm not paying that, and then, well, I better pay that, and now it's turned into a warrant, we can get you, as long as it's something that you can pay, if it's suspended, drive on suspended, stuff like that, you'll have to get a new court date reassigned to you. But if it's something like, oh, you were just speeding, but you still have your valid driver's license, you can just come in and pay that off and be free and clear. But then,
All right, everyone, I'm Officer Brinley. I'm on the, I guess, the east side of businesses. I work out of Patrol North. Some of the crime stats, we did have 30 auto thefts. That is up from 24 over the last 30 days, and the previous 30 days. Our robberies have gone up. We have 3 more than we had before. Our burglaries are up, unfortunately. Our larcenies have gone up a little bit. Aggravated assaults are down, which is great. Those are down 26%. So, and then we've also made more felony arrests off of those in the last month. So, some of the other things going on in the neighborhood, if you guys see cars out there that look like they're abandoned, please give one of the officers or one of the substations a call. You can also go online and file like an abandoned. Well, doesn't work. Online, it's not working. Okay.
Fill it out, still here 2 months later.
I'll give you my business card and you can email me directly. And I'll make sure it gets to who it needs to go to. Let's see. Spring break is going to be next week, so there will be more kids out on the streets and stuff. But one other thing, I can't remember what it was offhand. Oh, if you guys hear gunshots, please call 911. Let us come out. Let us figure out what it is. If you guys don't want contact or if citizens don't want contact, you can tell dispatch that as well. But we need to be out there for them. Unfortunately, we did find a lot of truck casings a couple of days ago, a week ago. That nothing was reported, but officers were out there for a different case and saw a bunch of them out there. So please, if you're hearing gunshots, please give us a call. Our number is 911.
So about the gunshots, sometimes I'm not sure if it's gunshots or something else. And then I get I don't know, is there like any help for how you identify what it is? I wouldn't be calling 911 a lot, but I feel like I've been hearing a lot more of them. over the last few months.
It would be better if you just called and if we get out there and find out that it's fireworks or something else, then we're.
There's no foreign in life. There's no foreign, or some people, they be charging big guns, and that's not right.
And then also the stats on here, is that just District 6?
Yes, it's been separated out for just this. If it's the same as this one you're looking at.
Yes.
It's similar, yeah. Oh, this is from a company.
I know some guys, young guys, they very big guns better than the police. It's not right.
Well, I agree.
And that's big. It's not right. And they be riding around with no reason. I mean, no permit.
Yeah.
Illegal. ¿Cómo se dice? Legal.
Ilegalmente?
Sí.
Illegally?
Yeah, there's a lot of young guys. I mean, 13, 7 years, 18 years, driving around with the guns and the truckers. I mean, I'm no.
Well, if you see them, that's what we're asking is make sure that you guys
Give me
call
the
911.
light. Give me the thing and not arresting for you and not holding. I know a lot of people. It's not. I mean, it's not right.
Yeah.
It's being right. They charging big guns. I don't know what they get. What did he buy it?
There's a lot of places.
There's no reason. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm old. Probably I'm old. I don't want to do that to my house.
Yeah.
But there's I don't see in my life. I never see that thing. Right, I mean, like I see it right now. There's a lot of young guys. They shoot big guns.
That is something that we are.
How much you pay me for report all the guys?
Well, I don't have any money, that's why I keep working. So.
I'm working too. No, but there's not.
Recruit him.
Did anyone else have any questions for us? Myself or
Library?
Heidi, my name's Sierra Kelly. I'm the library manager here at the Evergreen Library and then down the street at the Angelo Library as well. So I have brought with me this year's Big Read, the book that we're doing. We've known about this for a while, so I'm not sure when the announcement went out on social media. But the book that we're doing for the Big Read this year, this is a program that we do every year. Where we do a lot of events, especially in the month of April. And we encourage folks in Wichita to read the same book and then come to events that are related to that book. So this year, we're doing a book of poetry. It's called The Catalog of Unabashed Gratitude by Ross Gay. If you come to the big kickoff event that we're doing, it's going to be on March 29th at the Angelo Branch. We are going to be giving away free copies. So that's going to be your best bet if you want a free copy. We do have a few library copies as well that you can check out. But once people start hearing about the book, then the whole list is going to get really long. So your other best bet is to come to that. So the book focuses on themes of connection and community, and a lot of the imagery that's used is about nature and gardens. They thought this would be a good book to pick for this year because we are establishing a community garden at the Angelo Branch, and so that's why they picked the Angelo Branch to do the big kickoff event on March 29th. So the program is going to go through April 26th, so just keep your eyes peeled for all of the programs and events that we'll have at different branches. Here at the Evergreen Branch, we'll have a book club, or both of our book clubs are reading this book this month, and then there will be other events as well. One of the things that I talked about last time was going mostly cashless, and we have now gone mostly cashless, so we no longer have cash trays and credit card terminals at our front desk at any of our locations. We do do still have, credit card machines and coin machines at our printers and then coin machines at our copiers. And we also have our self-check stations that can accept, cash or credit card if you have, any sort of library fines that you have to pay, you can do those there. Really, the main difference is just, we were having sometimes, folks come in wanting to do some printing, all they have is a $20 bill, they're printing, 50 cents worth of prints, and we were able to take that at the front desk and just give out lots of change. But since we don't have those trays, we can't do that anymore. So the big thing that we're encouraging folks is if you come to the library and you want to do printing or copies or that kind of thing, it's just 10 cents per page for black and white, 20 cents per page for color. Bring small bills or exact change with you, and that'll make things easier for us. Reminder too that we are running the Academy Award Shorts again this year. So this is the week, we're in the week of the award shorts. So we have the all-day screening at Boulevard Theaters, and then so last time I said that the Evergreen documentary shorts were going to be on Saturday, March 14th. That got moved to Sunday, March 15th, so they'll be this Sunday instead. From 1:30 to 4 o'clock if you want to come and watch those. The Pokemon partnership that I talked about last time, so the American Library Association is partnering with Pokemon to do some cool programs for kids and teens this summer. That has started to, so the first Pokemon Club meeting for the trainers group, which is for like teens, that is taking place this Friday from 4 to 5:30. And then there's a youngsters first session on Saturday, March 28th, from 2 to 3. And then also there is a Pokemon themed scavenger hunt at the Children's Pavilion at the Advanced Learning Library right now, so you can bring them to that. And that's anytime they can come in, do the scavenger hunt. So those are the big things, and then as always, we have evergreen events going on too. We try to do lots of things during spring break, so that kids and teens will have some stuff to do while they're out of school. So here at the Evergreen Branch, on Saturday, March 14th, that's Pie Day, a make and take program with making pie bracelets. So we'll have the supplies and the instructions out all day. Teens can come and craft. We have another teen program on Monday, March 16th from 3 to 4. It's that partnership with NAMI, so it's a mental health and creativity program for teens. We have a couple all ages programs happening this month. So we have Bonding Through Board Games, which is Tuesday, March 17th. So we're going to have specific board games out, and we've got teen volunteers who are going to teach you how to play, and that's for all ages. And then we are continuing to do our monthly program called Checkmate at the Library, which is a chess program. We provide the chess boards. People are encouraged to come and play. Starting to get a little bit of a following for that, so we're excited about that. We also have, so just a week or so ago, we had our English Internet Basics class, and then on Saturday, April 4th, we'll have our Spanish language Internet Basics course. It's the same content, but it's taught in Spanish. And then the one I'm most excited about, if you have littles, or you know anyone who has littles, we're doing a tiny prom on Monday, April 13th. So it'll be the day of our next DAB meeting, but it's in the morning, so I wanted to tell you guys in advance. So it's going to be small children in fancy dress, music, activities. If you've never been to one of these before, libraries will do them sometimes just like as a kid's activity, and it's extremely cute. So I'm very excited about that one too. That is from 10:30 to 11:15 on Monday, April 15th. And that's all I've got. Does anybody have any questions for me? Yes.
And I'm sorry, I'm sure you said this time and last time. Library for the version.
Yeah, so it's just something that we're doing. Yes. Mhm.
All right, so that brings us up to our public agenda portion of tonight's meeting. We do have a scheduled item. Andrew Kane, are you here? Andrew, are you online? Okay, it doesn't look like Andrew is here. He did leave a letter for you guys, and it's part of the agenda packet. We can move on to off agenda items. Is there anybody here tonight to speak on an item that is not part of the agenda tonight? Or on a topic that's not part of the agenda? I'm sorry. Go ahead, come on up. You have 5 minutes if you want to state your first and last name and address for the record, please.
William Blinder, I'm at 235 North Lake Village, Arkansas. I'm requesting for the city council to require a site plan for all changes in zoning classification applications. The rule is if they don't show one at the DAB and there's 20% or more that have a petition against it and the DAB votes it no, the council should not be allowed to be able to vote on it. And what's the mistake? See. This is not right that it gets to go to city council and get voted yes without them showing what they really want to build. And I kind of feel like some things get behind closed doors and get approved, not count. That's why I'm asking for this rule change. A lot of people have been speaking about it. Developers are one of the causes, what I feel, what's causing homelessness around here. Because what they do is when they're allowed to be able to rezone a place and build something bigger, they increase the value of the low income area, which forces the lower income people out. So now you got people trying to fight and figure out how to be able to find housing. And it's kind of hard for low income people. I'm in from one myself. In this society, if my mom was still alive, she wouldn't even be able to live in the place. I'd have to actually open my other bedroom for her because the price of everything has gone sky high. But that's basically what I want to ask. Yeah, I wrote a lot more, but I'll wait until it's on say. And that is the main thing, is that it should have a rule that the DAB should be able to vote yes on it. And if there's a no vote with the DAB, it should come back and be voted on. And have them show what they want to do and no back will give. That case we were in last month. That's one of the cases. Thank you. I'm giving you 2 minutes for that. So we are headed in the right track. It happened in my neighborhood too. So thank you for actually listening.
One other point of interest. Based on my understanding, the way the permit process works, if a developer or individual shows us a site as part of the DAB activity, that's not binding on the permit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's another problem. I don't know everything, but I'm just.
I'm just helping you get more knowledge.
Thank you. I'm one.
It's a conversation that we're having.
This issue
It's very
is a big,
complicated. It doesn't sound like it on the surface, but yeah.
it's a big issue for us homeowners, and that's why we have trust issues with city council, just want to point that out. And we gotta do better and work together as a group. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Thank you. All right, do we have anybody else who would like to speak on an off agenda item? All right, Margaret, come up here. You have 5 minutes for your presentation, and if you want to say your first and last name and address for the record, please.
March Bass, 11 Market. I just would like to ask, because of the conversation with the 1% sales tax, and I haven't heard anything about what it is meant to mean. homeless shelter is in our district. So I would like to know, what is our plan going forward? And I also been on your website because there are nonprofits. And to say, I just would like to know how much we have they raised on their own versus grant. Because that is true, and it's right around the corner. Know that the budget process is very similar, and so there is a few concerns that I'd like to mention, and also ask what is your plan for the budget if you have a plan. So one of my concerns is by Earhart. So I will say this, patient about independent school and then putting a sidewalk on both sides of the street. Really blue, there has been ordinance in place since, what, the seventies, I believe? The seventies, and just, I'm giving you guys a little bit of information. Seventies that said there has to be a sidewalk on both sides of the street. I 100% agree. But if you want to go north on the north end of the part of Magnet, they do not have a sidewalk on both sides of the street. And this does concern me, because if there's a school sign crossing, but the side that the school is on, there's a sidewalk. The side that the houses are on, there's no sidewalk. And so that is concerning to me. And I'm saying this because I would like you to try to get this put in the budget. Because it's been like this for way too long. Also in that area, there are still, as you guys know, or you may not know, District 6 has the most amount of paved roads. I would like to see, these are some concerns of mine, I hope they're concerns of you guys as well, because District 6 is very established, right? We have, we have restaurants, we have a small Walmart, and we have a big Walmart. Like, we are very fortunate, you know what I mean? We're cussed on the line of Center 2, so we can claim that if we wanted to. We can claim the main library, you know, we have this wonderful library. We can kind of claim the zoo because we're right there on the cusp. Like, District 6 is the bomb dig. And we are very well established, but because we're established, I think that we're also getting forgotten about. And so some concerns of mine are around Ortiz, because this summer, when I ran, I did bicycle rides every weekend on Saturdays, and I rode around district, the outskirts of District 6, the inskirts of district and everything, and that area is pride, and it shouldn't be. That area's been developed for so long. We have to care about them too, not just Sandpiper or whatever that rich area is. It's not just by the golf course because they're, you know, they're rich and all that stuff. But I want to know what your concerns are. What do you want in the budget? Because I did follow you last year, and I've seen that with patients. There were things that you wanted to have. You city council members that made it complicated. So I want to stand in with you, and I would like us to back you. We want to know what are your, what do you, and you don't have to answer what, just think about it, you know, what do you want to budget because that topic is coming, and what is how it is with this role that we want to play. These are just a few things that I would like to see. I mean, we're spending $8 million or $9 million to reduce Douglas, which I feel like that's not going to happen right now. We have tons.
Well, I'll address a couple of other things. As far as Second Light fundraising, right before I came here, I'm on the Second Light board. They had their strategic plan. They are currently working on fundraising. The city has funded it up until the end of September. I know they have some asks out, and I know they have confirmed a few donations that are large to get us through until the end of the year. But that's still a work in progress, and they know that they can't just lean on the city and the county and the state. So while we're still working on this, they've asked, they are out asking the private, industry to, help contribute to Second Light. So that's one of the things, this, Thursday and Friday, the council's having a budget retreat, with the new city manager to talk about what are some of the things that are important to us in our district. With the sales tax not passing, what are some of those difficult conversations going to look like moving forward? So I don't have all of those answers right now, but I'm looking forward to the conversation later this week, just so we can kind of, and it'll be a public meeting. I think that's what you do. But talking about, what is important to some of the different council members moving forward, we probably will have to talk about some cuts and just kind of lay it all out and see what that looks like. It's very early in the process, but it's gonna be there before we know it. As far as the sidewalks, I know my predecessor worked on getting sidewalks closer to Earhart on the.
But they're just on the one side.
Right. So I know the mayor wants to talk about the sidewalk ordinance. There has been a lot of development as far as adding sidewalks, and you mentioned in the north end, but you mentioned that District 6 does have the most unpaved roads in the city, which is mind-boggling to me because it is older and very well established. We do have the 10-year dirt paving program. This is the third year. The first 2 years were focused on schools. And I think there's about 25 roads that will be paved in 2026, and all but one of them are all in District 6.
Right.
So there's one in District 1, but we're hogging the rest of it for District 6 this year, which is kind of crazy that such a large percentage of it is still in some of our core neighborhoods. And that will all be, it will not be specials, it'll be paid by this program. So the 10-year program was a $31 million project, but that could potentially be something that is talked about, I hope not, because it's a quality of life issue that is incredibly important to provide the very basic, bare minimum of streets. So, yes, we are working on all of that. I appreciate you coming in and sharing some of those questions, comments, and concerns, and I would just encourage all of you to continue to participate as we move through the budget process. If you're not, I don't know if it'll be streamed Thursday and Friday, but I'm sure some of you will get some high-level cliff notes, but I would just encourage all of my constituents, or even in other districts, to really lean into their city council. There's been a lot of things that have come to light that the city needs to really focus on, and it didn't just happen overnight. This has been decades of not neglect, but maybe difference of priorities. And so I would just really encourage everybody to participate in the process, and like you said, let us know that is important to you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Well, and I would also like to share that I did go to civic engagement, and none of you guys have been. It was an eye-opener for me, and it helped a lot. But one of the things is, and I'm getting backlash from Facebook, but how budgeting works, and just in like, you can miss my 5 minutes, folks.
You have 4 seconds left. Go for it.
So, part of the thing that city council has a hard time with is that some things may be funded, we want some things, but some things may also be funded by other entities. So if they, like, the state gives money for the airport pavement, right? If they want to pave the airport, the state gives some money, the federal always gives money on that. They give them some money or whatnot, and then the state and federal, they tell them, hey, you gotta have this done by a certain time, or you're gonna be penalized, or have to pay all of the money back with interest. So that does, hurt sometimes, because sometimes like, okay, well, they're getting this amount of funding, so we can pull from this. Well, we can't necessarily pull from that because there's stipulations to it. So some things look easy, interpretation and observation are really, really, I learned those in class. So, well, good. Good.
you find, how easy or how frustrating do you find it when they hand you the spreadsheet and say, hey, what?
Well, luckily it was a workshop, so
Yeah.
it was 4 different pages. But I will say, when I was looking for the CIP online and the budget, that is very, very difficult. And I do wish that it was labeled a lot easier, because there's stuff in there that we need to be paying attention to that we may not necessarily know. Like, there's a lot of things, people probably could have paid a lot if they would have seen a little better. And I believe there's 700,000 in there for a chauffeur coming up, for the media people, and I hope you don't know it. I've been studying and looking into this thing or whatever. But also, I really, really just hope you give, if the mayor decides to bring the issue of the changing the ordinance from both sidewalks on both sides of the street, then please vote against her. Because if we all get it right, then I just want to, just really.
You guys had trails about money or something like that. You doing that for, I know you ride your bike or whatever, I don't know, do they do that?
Yeah, well, the Red Bud Trail is, you might be able to speak a little bit more to it.
Yeah, so the Red Bud, I believe, King Helms, City of Wichita, Big Architect, they, I believe, got federal funding for that. And so when they apply grants, they have to specify a specific area. There is funding in the CIP to address trails, but when you get money from the federal state, it kind of moves that priority up because you can't have entitlements. We're getting money.
Or map.
Yeah, or a match. Sometimes we have a 50-50 match, so we have to come up with 50%, and then they come up with the other 50%.
So what's the deal on that? I mean, do we,
For something, yes, yeah. So I know that the Public Works is always looking at grants. Most of our.
Is there something specific that you're asking about?
well, I mean, I don't really know, I'm just trying to find out information. Like, would that include, like, cause the bike path, and I don't even know, on 17th Street by Fairview, Park Place or whatever, I don't know if that's considered a park. I mean, a bike route, I think it's about a bike route. And, so I don't know, if they have a little park there, that's like the Victoria Park or whatever. And, I mean, I would like, it'd be nice to like add a few things to that, and I don't know if that would be included in the bike path or.
I mean, parks. Yeah.
I didn't know if we could even add something right there by it.
So, email Maggie. She's so cool. We were over here working on a project right now. She told me no. Well, she actually looked into it and they told me no, but I'm going to email her back because I haven't figured out another way. And so we're going to work this out to get the issue. But the biggest thing is if they don't know about the issue, they can't speak on the issue, right? So like even with what I found out in this class is like the potholes, right? The city is not liable if they don't know about it. But as soon as you report it on that website or you give them a phone call, you make them liable, and then therefore they go out there and fix it within 48 hours because you know why? They don't want you to sue them. So we have to be more intentional.
I have a question on that too. So it seems to me that on the potholes, like I've seen, when the people still are potholes, and it's pretty rocky, like, I mean, they use like a lot of rock to fill our potholes compared to if you go to somebody else, so I don't know if they use different construction people. You know, that's a little bit, I've seen that, and I was like,
Hey, reach out to me, reach out to Honor, we can definitely look into it, but I think it's important for, we don't know what we don't know. I certainly don't know every pothole, almost, I feel like, but not all of them.
like, you know, if they were
Yeah, I don't know, I could look into it for sure, but definitely make sure that you turn it in, otherwise we don't know.
And you can report it again and we'll make sure that staff goes out there and make sure that that they've done a good job on the pothole.
Well, you question and we're gonna get back on track.
When you're talking about the sidewalk and stuff, is there on the housing side, when they build that, would they go and put 100% of that on the homeowners, or is there like grants that can help get those put in? I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand what you were saying. I'm not involved in the sidewalk assessment program, but I know that generally speaking, the pathways that assess the special assessments to the home. Because it's in front of, I think it has to do with a state statute about who pays for sidewalks directly in front of homes. So I don't think it's a city thing, I think it's more of a state thing. I don't know.
But we do have a fund for like sidewalks, for like to put in front of school, like she mentioned, so there's, just depends on kind of what you're talking about.
Okay, that, you.
Yep. Ready to move on to new business?
I believe so. Do we have anybody else who wants to speak on public agenda? Nope. Turn it over to you.
Park master plan.
Let me pull it up real
Sure.
quick.
If you want to drive, I can find
Okay, perfect, yeah.
Tim Collins, landscape architect for the city of Wichita, in public works and utilities, I work closely with Park and Recreation. Here to talk to you about the master plan that we're doing. Before I jump into that, I do want to note that we do have the Evolve guide. It's out now for spring. So if you are looking for classes and different activities, the Evolve guide is available. It's at, I'm sure it's outside here in front of the library, it's at City Hall, at the rec center and whatnot. So, and we also have a copy online here. So want to make sure everyone's aware of that. And then we do have a couple Open Streets ICT events coming up here soon. So just so you're aware of that. So yeah, if you can go down. So we are doing a master plan for Park and Recreation from Imagine ICT. We have a good group that we selected to help do this. Some of them are the main group is RDG. One of their consultants is called Pros Consulting. They have folks from all over the place that are helping us try to understand exactly where our park system is, what pretty much get a health check, kind of like the annual physical, trying to figure out exactly where we are in the park system. The last time we did a master plan was in 2008, and then we did a refresh in 2016. So we're pretty due for a new one. Usually they happen about every 10 years and kind of give you a guide, kind of document on what. One of the great things about it is that it provides us pretty much a snapshot again of the health of our park and rec system, and it advises us on how to use taxpayer money on what we need to do and prioritize. So let's say everyone decided that they, I think one of the great things from the previous master plan was talking about our pools and aquatics. And so that's one of the things that we've done, that we've spent quite a bit of time and effort in redoing the pools or making sure we're right sizing the pools. So there are things that do happen in the master plan that are helpful for us, especially as we think long term. No sense in us moving forward in a direction that the team doesn't want. So this is a great chance for everyone to chime in and help make sure that we're actually doing what everyone wants. So it helps strategize and use taxpayer dollars. So some of the great things about this group is that they're helping us try to think outside the box in ways to do funding. We don't know exactly what they're looking at right now, but they have different communities that they've worked with all across the country, and they know kind of what works and what doesn't work. So that's one great thing about doing a master plan. The other thing too is that it tries to help provide long-term financial sustainability. So as we keep moving through the process, we want to make sure that we're hitting our targets. Like it doesn't make sense if I'm doing a pottery class out in the middle of Central Riverside if no one's coming, right? So it makes sense to have the community, we're having the right program, make sure we're having the right thing, especially if we're building, a billion basketball courts. We find out we're building a basketball courts, we shouldn't be building basketball courts. So this is helpful for us. You can scroll down just a little bit here. We do have a survey here. It does close on March 13th. So if you could please take the survey, that would be immensely helpful. These types of surveys are super helpful and valuable to us. They help not only the committee, the steering committee, and the consultants, but it also helps city council. Because eventually all this is going to end up going to city council, and we're going to ask them to approve the master plan. It helps if we have as much information as we can have. We did do, I guess, just to give you an idea on kind of what we started so far. So it started last spring. It's going to go until later this year, probably fall or towards the end of this year. So we still have months ahead of us on stuff to do. So we're not at the end of taking public feedback. We will come back again and talk about this again. But taking and getting a survey is important for us right now as we start to gather all that information right now. So we haven't made any plans, we haven't committed anything, nothing like that. We're still gathering. So we've had steering committee meetings. We've done departments, and we've also met with stormwater. We've met with planning. We've met with finance. We met with everyone, trying to understand, make sure that we're doing our job for parking recreation and how we work together with all the other departments. We are doing a park inventory of all the parks, make sure that we're hitting all the stats. Make sure that we do have enough basketball courts, enough walking paths, enough splash pads, etc. We've held 6 open houses, a public open house, met with a number of stakeholder and focus groups. One of the groups that we met with was USC 259 has like a youth leadership group. So we met with them, trying to understand what the youth is wanting and kind of what they're envisioning, which Wichita that they want to see forward and live in. And then we did do a statistically valid survey, which basically means that is as good and true and real as we can get using statistics to try to interpolate what people are voting for. So mostly here just provide information. I'll take some feedback now if you have any. I guess while I do have this, can you scroll down a little bit? Aside from the survey, we have an interactive map, and that will stay open throughout this whole process. So do you mind scrolling into, clicking on that one would be great. So, like here, we have heard about this, but it's helpful if people mention it or talk about it more. So you can add ideas, you can add things that you have concerns with. I mean, it would be great if someone just decided one day to drive around the city and go to parks and start adding it. So if you're not on a weekend or weekday, or you can just go to parks and start adding it. These are things that are helpful for us. The more we know, the more we can help. So like this one's great because they, but they're great to like add in information, and it's helpful for us to know because again, the more comments, the more interaction we can have with the public, the better. So they're going to be the consultant team's going to look through all this.
Tell you who some of these comments are from.
You can also rate this or vote on it. So I think 3 people have voted on this one in particular. But we want to see this whole thing filled with ideas. We're straight the numbers and trying to get different ideas. Someone may have a wonderful idea that we haven't thought about that would be great for a park. So these are great places to do that, to add that information in and let us try to just gather as much information as we can.
So is this where we can go and say, hey, we want merry-go-rounds back? And I only mention that because we do have small versions of merry-go-rounds nowadays at these parks, where just one person fits on it, and my daughter and I love it. And then she has kind of a bigger one at her school, and she comes home and talks about it all the time. Like, I miss the merry-go-round. They call it fidget spinners. I'm like, that's not the merry-go-round, but whatever. But is this a place where we can, get merry-go-rounds back?
No,
That's awesome.
this is exactly
Okay.
the place for that. So, I mean, we're not going to get down to the exact part nitty-gritty,
Right.
but we're still going to look at it. It's still recorded. We may go through that and look through it. Maybe we're not, repairing that playground now, but maybe something that we look at in the future. So these are perfect. These are the types of things that we want.
Absolutely. Thanks.
You mentioned splash pads. I thought we were getting away from that.
We actually transitioned more from pools to splash pads. With they on water, you don't have to have lifeguards there.
So yeah, we do have we converted a number of pools in this one.
Mechanisms for public feedback other than online in the survey.
So we did have a few, and that's probably one thing that we need to learn or hear about. If you said, hey, what are you gonna hear? I'll leave my business card up front. If you could email me, for pop-up events, we did have an open house. I don't remember, I don't believe we're having another one. We may have another round of engagement here later in the year after they kind of got our information. But right now, online is pretty much. But we're also taking emails, I believe there may be another address on here, let's leave comments. If not, I can try to make sure that we get one on there, so we can write emails.
And I've shared with the planners over the last few months. There's an area of Wichita, and I'm gonna put rough borders on it, from West Street to I-235 and 13th Street and St. Thomas. That we're seeing really heavy increase in zoning change requests, migrating those from single family to duplexes and dense multifamily, which is eliminating green space and yard space for families and kids. And the concern is, as part of something like a master plan, if we're not looking at what that's gonna look like in 10, 15, 20 years, we're probably doing all the land's gonna be developed with no way to create green space. Because as far as I know, the only major park, I think, the only major park in there is Orchard.
That's my neck of the woods, so Indian Hills River Bend, 13 and 20, but Indian Hills River Bend, Rocket City Park, Indian Hills, and Sunflower are all the big dirt green space. And there is, I think, opportunity with the Gateway Alternative Center being closed, the Black Traditional Magnet being closed as well. Bill and I have brought it up, so I will be, I have this one, I have this one as well, so I would.
I'd like all your card stuff to put in the email.
Sure.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
I can send you guys an email first thing after the meeting with his contact information.
And me too.
So is this the kind of place where we would get feedback, say, we might be able to have community gardens in our neighborhood, that sort of thing?
Yes, yeah, that, I think on here would be a little bit easier for them to try to digest everything. An email also works too, I mean, I can take notes and everything, but it'd be easier to try to.
Do you prefer the interactive map or do you prefer the survey?
Both.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if you wanna repeat the same thing, yes, I mean, the more that we hear something, the more that gets into our, yeah, so. And what I'm hearing is that you can big and small, you can do as big as, like, a new community center, you can prefer that, you can spend millions of dollars on that too, like. Yes, yeah, it ranges, I think one of the things that we sometimes, it's kind of hard, you know, trying to define exactly what is park and recreation, because like, there are the 10-foot multi-use trails that run along, I don't know, 21st Street. So that is a public works thing. Now it's a trail, but we also, you know, it's kind of a blended there. So when in doubt, I would say just throw it on there. If you have something, just throw it on there. If it totally applies to within the Park and Rec department, then great. If not, that's something that we can try to pass along to someone else or another department where that's kind of within their purview. So like, yeah, I think anything, any information we can get is. You have a whole bunch of ideas we want to do. The map can stay open for, I think we're projecting for the project, for the whole master plan to close in, I think November, and that's gonna be open the whole time. So staff can be able to go in there and continue to look at things. The survey closes this Friday.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we're gonna move on to, 023. Thank you, Councilmember. Good evening, everyone. I'm Christina Reese with planning staff here to present the zoning case. So the applicant for this case is requesting a conditional use for accessory apartment, zoned two-family residential. And this is at 2044 North Fairview Avenue, currently developed with single-family house built in 1940 and an accessory structure completely in 1925. So the applicant is requesting a conditional use to bring the accessory structure in which the accessory apartment is located into compliance. I just wanted to give you a heads up that our recommendation is to defer, but I want you guys, I figured I would go over the report. Maybe we'll get some more information during the meeting because the applicants are here today. But ultimately, you guys will vote to determine whether it's an appropriate use of the land or if you want to defer it. So so it would be deferred to the May 14th hearing for the Metropolitan Area Planning Commission. So that would be May 11th for the district in question.
So we'll have this meeting now, and we'll talk about it here, but then the actual meeting won't actually be until after our meeting.
So our recommendation is to defer. Defer on behalf of the applicant, only the applicant can request to defer. But because we don't have all the information, we feel that it's, staff feels that it's appropriate to recommend the deferral. If that
So
makes sense.
could we have a meeting after, because the deferral meeting, our meeting is May 11th, the deferral meeting, if they choose to do this, will be May 14th. Could you call a special meeting to have it
Well,
sooner
it's
so
a-
we can have the say so?
Oh, you will. It would still come to the DAB
Yeah.
before the MAPC meeting.
You
So,
know, it's just no trust, because it's happened so much before, that's why.
yeah, but sometimes that's just the way that the
It's
planning
something we
falls.
do
It doesn't,
review after the piece,
Okay.
before it goes to council.
right? Because it has to be so many days, and sometimes that's just how the meetings fall. Because ours is the second week, of the month, and other DABs, we don't share the same staff, so. Yeah, and in this case, the MAPC meeting is March 12th. It's this upcoming Thursday. So it would be the same pattern of what.
Okay, so they'll do their thing, and then we have another meeting after that, when we can say what we want to say.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect,
Because we'll have all the information.
perfect.
So, a little bit of background on this case. So according to a representative from the Building and Construction Department, the applicant submitted plans to remove the existing garage and construct a one-story garage. And then upon inspection, they noticed that it was a two-story garage and that it had spaces for sleeping, eating, cooking, and sanitation. So that constitutes an accessory apartment. That constitutes a living space. So they did submit a site plan as part of the conditional use process. And the accessory structure is 5 feet from the rear and then 3 feet to each side of setback. We don't know the height of the accessory structure, and that's where we're kind of waffling, is because, so normally the height, the maximum allowed height of an accessory structure in TFU zone is 21 feet, and it's 2 stories high. We do have a picture in the staff report, it's from page 11 of the staff report, yeah. So, sorry, I got lost here. So, the other thing that we're concerned about is that we don't know if they constructed it within the property lines. So most people, they do a survey, before this is constructed, so we don't have a survey, as part of the application. So even though it's 5 feet from the fence and then 3 feet from both sides of the fence, we can assume the fence is the property line. And so then, if this ends up being taller than 21 feet, and when we measure 21 feet, it's actually not from the top of the building, it's from the midpoint of the roof line of the building. So, if it's taller than 21 feet, I've spoken with the applicant, they intend to apply for a variance application. That does not go to the DAB at all. It goes to the Board of Zoning Appeals. But that would be required to bring this structure into compliance. So it's a 2-part application in a sense. So accessory apartments are subject to section 3B6A of the Unified Zoning Code. That basically says you can only have 1 accessory apartment. It has to be compatible with the main zoning and the character of the neighborhood. It has to be accessory to two under the same ownership as the, property owner, and they have to connect water and sewer, can't sell it off as a condominium. And, for accessory structures and accessory apartments, they do have the option of being 5 feet from the back and then 3 feet from either side, because if it was a principal structure, it would be 20 feet from the back and 6 feet from either side. So, there are no zoning cases associated with this property. The proposed accessory apartment is in conformance with the community investments plan. The Wichita Future Growth Concept Map identifies the site as appropriate for residential uses. And then, the community investment plan has locational guidelines that provide a decision-making framework regarding land use changes. And, in general, development should occur where necessary supporting infrastructure and services exist or are planned for extension concurrently with the development. So, you know, there's already water and sewer on the site, so it makes sense to have another structure there. And then the requested conditional use is in conformance with the Wichita Places for People plan. The Places for People plan outlines a list of strategies intended to help guide the community in their actions to create walkable places within Wichita. Strategy 5 aims to provide a diversity of housing options to attract new residents and allow existing residents to remain in the established central area. And then strategy 6 is to encourage infill and redevelopment that is contextual to the environment in which it's occurring. So staff is recommending again that we defer this case to the May 14th, 2026 MAPC hearing. So the applicant can provide survey documentation that shows the actual height of the structure and the exact distance of the structure between all property lines. So this is based on golden factors that are listed in the staff report. You guys also have the option of recommending approval. Also denial. If should the MEPC or should the DAB, recommend approval, we do have a list of conditions. Basically that they'll provide the survey documentation regarding the actual height of the structure, and that it shall remain under the same ownership at 2204 North Fairview Avenue. It shall be in conformance with the site plan. The appearance of the accessory structure shall be compatible with the main dwelling unit and the character of the neighborhood. Water and sewer have to be connected. They will have to reobtain all of the applicable permits, because they applied for a one-story garage, so we'll need to reapply for a two-story garage. And then if there's a violation of the conditional use, that the zoning administrator actually has the authority to revoke that conditional use. So with that, we'll go to some of the site photos here. I know we touched upon them before, but we can take a look at them again. This is the site plan. This is a little bit too long. It's supposed to end right here where it says 40 feet and then 3 feet on either side and then 5 feet in the back. So let's go to the next slide. This is the aerial map. Concept map, and then you can see the main structure there. A little bit of the accessory apartment in the back. And then just more pictures of the neighborhood. And then the proposed accessory apartment, and then I took a picture from the back of the house, and then from the side of the house. So with that, I would stand for any questions. Yes.
I think you've already answered what I have on my list, but I want to confirm it.
Okay.
And there's about 3 or 4. So my general assumption is that no occupancy permit has been granted at this point.
Correct. They are not allowed an occupancy permit unless they are granted a conditional use.
Right. I think I also heard that if this moves forward, that the owners would be expected to apply for new permits that are applicable to the way the building or the structure was created.
Yes.
And that they'll have to pass the inspections for all that.
Mm-hmm.
I know from personal experience, some of that can be a little, I'm gonna make a statement now, I know from personal experience, some of that can be a little difficult when you do sheet rock. You got 5 inspections for electrical and plumbing, can't happen.
I'm not sure. I didn't get a chance to take a look at the inside, so maybe the applicant will be able to answer that for you.
Okay, well, as long as city inspection will fight for that. And just a clarification, so on primary structure, side yard setback is 6 feet,
Right.
but for auxiliary unit, it's half that.
Yes.
Oh.
I don't know, I will say that I'm a District One member and I applied for, my garage to become an accessory apartment, but I didn't have it finished out, but the garage had already been built, so.
We've actually, if I remember correctly, because I've been on this staff since, I want to say like November of 2023, we've done at least.
So it's not that it negatively affects.
No, I mean, it's still part of the process, it's just, the steps are,
Just how,
it's different steps.
And to Christine's point, this happened a lot in our District 1, 5, 3, 4.
Did I hear that there is a proposed change to the accessory apartment rules?
Yes, so we are in the process of, making it via administrative permit. And so what that entails is that there's no public hearing, you would notify all of the neighbors that touch your property or across the street from your property. And then if more than 50% of your neighbors protest, then it would escalate into a conditional use. But that hasn't been finalized yet. They're proposed and then I don't have the timeline.
Yeah, feedback is, we've heard this for 18 months at least, that this hasn't come.
Okay, I don't have the timeline for that, unfortunately.
So, if I understand this right, they submitted plans originally,
Yes, for a one-story garage,
and they were approved,
for a one-story garage, yeah.
and then, they pulled a permit to do the work. Did they do the work themselves, or was there a contractor that put outside the lines? And
I don't have that information, but I will defer to them to answer that when we come up here. So we don't know the height of the structure and we don't know the exact position of the structure in relation to the property lines.
So why would we, if they want a one-story and it was a two-story before, why would it be a problem for them to have a one-story garage versus a two-story, livable, an apartment above the garage? Because it sounds like to me, and I'm just a layperson, right? So it sounds like you're saying they wanted one story, but it already had a livable space above it, so it was a two-story, so they needed a two-story.
building from scratch. Plans for one, and then all of a sudden it becomes two.
But they only want one story. They want two stories? Okay, that's where my confusion is.
don't worry,
If yes, it would sound like that. Well, being a person in the neighborhood, I'll just say this, that I don't see a problem with them having that, seeing how the majority of these houses in this area had a garage with I'm just saying this because you guys are one thing, from one side, one from a citizen's perspective. I don't see a problem, and I wish I still had the mind work down before I bought a livable apartment in the south that actually matches our neighborhood. And, it will help with, housing or whatnot. And I say, let's let you have it, honestly. It's their property. And it's in the back, it's not a front much, like, we have issues in this area, if they build a garage in the front, because we have a lot. Area. Now, one more question, is Fairview, because it's on Fairview, right? Is that considered the historic district? I know that we're working on Market being a historic district, I don't know if we're moving up to Fairview, that would be my only concern.
This is 3 blocks north of the historic district.
Yeah, but we're, so I'm not in the historic district, and our area is working on us being historic, and I know they're right, 2 blocks away from me, so I didn't know, do you know if that's part of the area? Okay. Okay.
Yes, so the variance application to the board of
that doesn't.
correct.
is essentially an exception to the zoning code.
Addition to the,
I have not heard any public comment.
I've been texting some people in the left.
So here, the thing is, you're saying, two main concerns, height, has to be 21 feet,
Yes, 21 feet or lower, yes.
low, and then, the permit is for 1 story.
Yes.
Right. So I just wanna ask them, the height of the property. ¿Cuál es el tamaño? ¿Qué es la altura de la propiedad?
la altura que me dijeron que era que fuera 25.
He was told it was gonna be 20, it has to be 25
It has to
feet.
match.
Yeah, so they have to measure from the midline of the
Mhm.
roof.
So,
No,
so
in the middle, you have to match it with in the middle.
You're saying it has to be 21 or lower,
Yes,
and he was told, he just said he was told it was 25 or lower.
so there isn't another option.
Where that they say that they told me that they give you 3 feet. De las de 25 a 21. They have the 25 and 21 between we can figure
Okay,
out.
so between 21 and 25, you can have, and he was telling me right now it's 23 feet.
Okay, so the height of the structure is 23 feet.
Yes.
Okay,
It's like we complain by 1 foot.
okay. So there's an additional option, called an administrative adjustment that does not go through any hearing. It's an internal review. If he wants to adjust the height of the accessory structure by 20%. So that would bring him to 23 feet, that would bring him to compliance, so.
time for the applicant just to provide that specific information so that yours will, because it really, what we're trying to get at is the proper bureaucratic process to know where this thing. Where we are right now is we're rear, which is the right information, see where it should go. And because we can know all the inside or outside, but we're not gonna know where it goes until we actually have. So,
Y todos tenemos, todos contratos aquí, o sea, yo lo hice, pero porque me ayudaron, tiene, the air conditioner, they got a license, the electrical guy, they got a license, the gas, they got a license, everyone, they got their own license. Sí, pero es un plan, no es el gas, pero me dijo a mí que me iba a dar, que él iba a hacer permiso, no.
So Mark,
Anyway, everyone they working in there, they got his own license. I mean, I'm not.
but all we really, like, you just need
Yes.
in order for you to make your recommendation. And you- So barring anybody's other super curious. It sounds pretty. Place that you really would like us to go, or, and just to get the
That is
time.
staff recommendation.
Because then we get the right information. We hear it, we know where it is, and there's a path for it. But, you know, we could approve it, but then it would hit NATC and
The reason we made it is because we try to live it better and that's what do you call it? That como mejor, ¿cómo se dice? Yeah, and we try to move it to the garage and then fix the house and nobody complained.
It's not,
When we build it, I think everybody go there, oh.
yeah, it's.
Survey.
Yes.
It's very, very old, and, it's not. It looks location, basically the basement is,
Yeah, so you guys want to do it too?
we
Yes.
wanna do it. So we can rebuild it. But it's wall, obviously, so that's, those are extreme power resources.
Yes, I love it.
However,
Oh, wow.
all of this could be avoided if you gone back in and got the permit revised. That's what's causing the problem.
The one thing I might make a mistake, because, when we put the permit,
Yeah.
we decided to make it right like here, right? And the guy, he makes the plan, and they told me, hey, you know, and to me, I never do.
I understand.
You know what I mean? I'm new in that thing, but I learned.
You learn.
And, yeah, when I go get my license, they say, hey, I give you a license for this, not for the. Storage. I don't want to use it for life. I mean, to live it. So, go relax in there when after. Get a beer or whatever, you know what I mean? And, I wanna renew. Making my new house where, ¿cómo se dice dónde está?
Where it
It's
is.
only for, have fun, you know what I mean? Not to live.
So basically what you wanna do is you wanna move there temporarily. So you
Temporary,
can fix,
exactly.
renew your new place, I mean, your old place, your old. I mean, as if we do this, it's gonna get delayed for 2 months, right? 2 months, and then they can't go into the building for 2 months, 2 more months.
Because then, once he gets through this, the survey, way I understand it, to get through the survey process, and both these meetings take place, and the survey is approved, there has to be a process to go back in and get new permits and inspections to support those.
That's what I'm waiting for. Everything is there already. We need it.
It's there, but it's not by permit, it hasn't been inspected,
Yeah,
so that has to happen too.
right, permit. Right now, you don't have a permit to build some property.
So my question is about the survey and the property lines. The likelihood of those fences being on property lines is pretty low. Because if they weren't surveyed and they weren't built on the lines, like not, what kind of variance is there available to them if they're not within the 3 feet, if they're within the 3 feet, they don't have clearance on the side?
Yeah, so they could apply for a variance.
Okay, so that's option.
Yes.
I'm just trying to think about what is going to be a impediment to it. And is that the process in total?
Yes, essentially, there are some sort of applications in place to bring the structure into compliance.
Okay, let's bring it back to Dad. Does anyone have any more questions for the applicant or?
I do have that question. Work so that we don't end up in this situation. And at some point, some contractor came in and put concrete before there was a second. Somebody came in and built a structure before there was a permit for a second story structure. Is there a follow-up process within from the inspector side or from the permitting side? Is they, I mean, it's not uncommon for this stuff to come before the board and there's already a structure or somebody's asking for forgiveness after we take permission. Is there a way to kind of ratchet that up a little bit so that we can help these people ahead of time and say, hey, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do?
Probably.
worked with NABCD a lot, but I'm not sure of all of their protocols.
But that's the question, because in our neighborhood, we kind of go on the same process to kind of get out of what's in, if somebody wants to do something, they always make sure to get your full city permit. That's the same thing about this. Because that means that it's done by qualified people and that kind of stuff, and it seems like that broke down here, and I just, I'm curious. what happened. So I need an answer, but as we wait, if we decide to wait for a survey, then we should explore that.
Had in the past not been part of the explanation of what was being it's established. There's just not enough.
Was there general contractor or was?
No. Everyone, they have his own license, like the air conditioning guy, the plumber, and, la construction, the construction guy, everyone, they have his own license. They help me to build them out, I mean, I give them my permit.
So, I mean, the question.
I mean, I don't have nothing, we building. ¿Cómo se? Ah, no, ¿por qué no? Se ocupa porque. Because everyone they working on it, they call the first, for the air conditioning guy, they make a report, I mean, in gas, the plumber, everyone, the siding guy and the door garage door, they got his own license, I mean, I'm not hiding nothing.
What's the best way to make it forward to get
Okay,
to approve?
so we have a motion to defer. What do you like to say?
I will.
Okay, all in favor of deferring this to May 14th? So you may not.
Point of discussion, just so we're all on the same, what that timeline does for us. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that,
Deferring it basically pushes it out 60 days where they can't do anything for 60 days.
That's the minimum, right?
Yeah.
60 days, so it's gonna be more than that, probably 90 or 120. So what's gonna happen with them, if they are not gonna be able to get into the property?
So I've been communication with, NBCCD, letting them know that, this will be deferred to a later date, so that, I mean, the permit was pulled in October 24. So, I mean, they have time to.
but I guess, is this the fastest, is deferral the fastest way to get them through the process? I mean,
So that is an option, so on page 4 of the report, you do have the option of approving it today, and then part of the approval, they will provide a survey and.
So here is, if we approve tonight, they're gonna be able to provide the survey faster than the 60 days, right?
They will, yes.
Okay. Folks, I feel like we're being all.
I mean, I'm not hiding nothing.
We're getting our fingers into other departments' jobs. Is this an appropriate land use? I would say yes, we approve it with the conditions, but I guess that's challenging motion.
But I was trying to keep the conversation away from the parts that don't matter to this conversation, but I appreciate that clarification. I think, just like we saw, we saw almost exactly the same kind of concept, right? The accessory apartment, we just want to build it, didn't run into these kind of permit. Right. And that's.
And they are gonna be able to provide that faster.
Yeah. So if it's the case, then I'll just say for me, if it's the case, then that helps the applicant is to approve it, then I'm happy to listen.
We have a different motion.
But you are
I was wrong.
Wait, it's already been seconded, so you gotta vote.
Who seconded the motion?
I did.
Oh, I missed that.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, all in favor of the deferral? Any nays?
Yeah.
Okay. Any nays?
Yeah.
Okay, motion fails. Who would like to make a motion?
I am making the motion to accept or to approve the zoning request with staff recommendations.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor? Any opposed?
Yeah.
Alright.
Is that on first?
I love when the system works. Okay. Do you have everything you need? Yes. Okay, cool. I have a couple announcements, really quick. First, I'd like to welcome our new DAB member, Megan. Angela, Representative Martinez is not here, but this would be her last meeting, so, we'll have to tell her thank you for her last 8 years of service if you happen to, bump into her. We do have several open board appointments. So if you are interested in anyone going and looking at, some of those that are available, that would be awesome. Our District 6 coffee is, March 28th, will be right here at 9 o'clock on Saturday. Tomorrow we have our evening, quarterly evening council meeting at 6 o'clock in the chambers. And then I also just wanted to let you know that last month we had a zoning case at 13 McLean. And that's when all the neighbors showed up, and I did defer that to come back to the DAB. The night before the council meeting, they provided a site map, so it just kind of changed everything, and I thought it would be important to bring that to the DAB to hear the new plan and have all of those conversations. So, let's see, also tomorrow is the Midtown meeting at St. Paul United Methodist Church, 6 o'clock. Or 6:30, I'm sorry, Amy Warren will be there, which is our new school board member. And I think that's all of the, oh, also, our District 6, Parks Board member, Tom Ewert, he passed away. We are very, very sad. He was, in some type of accident in Ecuador while he was birding. And that was his favorite thing to do, especially in Ecuador, so, just super thankful for all the time that he invested in our parks, and definitely going to miss him. So just wanted to make sure that we mention him, thinking about his family during this sad time. So, anyone else have any?
A week from tonight, North Riverside Veterans Association at Woodline Methodist Church will be in our month engagement meeting with starting off with Amy Galt from the neighborhood.
Today, 8 o'clock at Exploration Place. Walk, run, jog, drink kid. 8 o'clock in the morning.
On Thursday?
Every Saturday morning.
Every Saturday, okay.
Every Saturday morning, and we just start at Exploration Place, that little amphitheater back there, and then we just run. Now, because of the bridge construction, we have to change our course. It's a beautiful little course along the river, so we just run west up until the pedestrian bridge on Plain, that red bridge. And we cross the bridge and run towards Catherine a little bit, and then we just come right back. And I'll tell you, we have volunteers, it's all volunteers. We have a volunteer.
Listen to me talk
So,
about
well,
positions.
and we also have volunteer position, because it's a non-competitive 5K, you can run it as fast as you want to, if that's your thing. But we also supply last place. So we have a volunteer who's a tail walker, and their only job is to walk slower than the slowest person. So, come on down every Saturday, till it comes.
March 17th, if you really hate green and St. Patrick's Day, you
Speakers, it was supposed to be Chief Smith.
Sorry, guys. Every Thursday, North Riverside at the, Woodland Methodist Church, they have, community supper. And it starts at, 6, it goes to 5:30, but it's 6 to 7. We have a pretty good turnout. I just, encourage everyone to show up and some potluck and it's normally good, and good conversation as well. And
It is
so,
supposed to come this week, though.
yes, because they're doing the remodel.
Remodel.
Yes.
It is a potluck, but you're not required to bring food.
Yes, we're not required. They normally have really good food. Good cooks. Then, every third Saturday of the month, they have bread making. So, sorry, I've been in the community lately now.
They want to get one.
Yes, yep, they come in and get one.
Last one. Maybe, nope, okay, well, second to last then. Citizens Review Board on March 26th will be reviewing the 4 WPD policies related to animal services. So those policies 530, 531, 532, and 533. You know, we have very passionate animal rights communities here in Wichita, and so spread the good word, and we'll see what we can be helpful with. And then there are the county is having 2 data center listening activities. One is this Thursday, the 12th, at 6 p.m. 100 North Broadway, and the other is out at Cade State Extension at 21st and whatever that one is. Ridge. And that's opens at 4:30. Presentation starts at 6. The 31st.